Hey, everybody, and welcome to BCB Live. It is Drive Save Dave here saying to you, do not enter the bad zone. Do not enter where it is dangerous, where you shouldn't go. And what you got going over there, Sir Rick? You got a little problem with the cherry? The chair, I mean. No? You don't have anything wrong with the chair? Sir Rick not only has a mask on, he looks like, it sounds like he's got a gag. Are you going to communicate with the fans out there that just want to hear from Sir Rick today, our resident mimer, and otherwise known as a clown? No cell phone. I got you. While driving, no cell phone. Come on. 9 letters, first 9 words, first word. 91. 91 days would be 91 days at sundown for today. The whole day, 91. Today's the day. All right.
All right, I'm done playing that game with you. 91 days of driving safe. Is that even right? Did I get it right? 91 days. Phenomenal job. We want to celebrate that moment. And I had to take the mask off. I had to rip it off because I couldn't contain myself anymore.
We knew it wasn't going to last. We all knew. We all knew, Sir Rick. There was no doubt in our mind it was coming. I figured a moment or two of more frustration by me talking, it was coming on.
You know, that is a good one, though. Maybe we can do
a mime.
Well,
I guess not. No, what is that called? Charades.
Charades.
Yeah, we can.
I'm horrible. Have you ever played charades? You know who whips up on guys or the women? Women are so much better at charades than guys are. We're like stuck on one thing in our mind. They just go, and they just whip up on guys when it comes to charades.
And I've noticed that, if I'm playing charades, if somebody does one thing, I'll get stuck on that one thing, and then they'll try and do something else. I'm like, but what about the first thing that you were doing? What does that have to do with anything else that we were talking about here?
Yeah, they've moved on, and you're still trying to figure out what was my favorite. What was a Pictionary? Did you ever do Pictionary?
I was no good at that. Horrible driver. Horrible. I can't draw. No, just bad. I'm bad at all those things.
I feel like the sloth. Did you ever see the sloth, dude?
I'm not good at guessing. I'm not good at getting guessed at.
And I hate to bring the mood down here, but speaking of puzzles and speaking of games, the creator of Sudoku, Maki Kaji, passed today, and so he is no longer with us. The creator of Sudoku, the most popular numbers game that we have seen. Everybody's played it.
Popular than Yahtzee?
Yahtzee's a
Poker.
word game, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Pretty popular game, though.
Pretty popular game, I'd say.
So did you play that would you play the easy, medium, or hard?
I would play all of them, but that doesn't mean that I would win any of them, so.
I have it on. I played it on the airplane. I keep it on my phone. I play
your office, airplane. Yes, I know. We see you on that all the time.
Never
what are you
seen
doing,
me.
Drive Safe
You've
Dave?
never seen me play
Sudoku.
I've never seen me play that. In fact, I'm usually pretty quick at it. Get whipped through the puzzle pretty fast.
Hey, I know we talked a lot of news today, and for those that didn't watch, those that weren't part of I guess it was yesterday's show, we talked about 60 Minutes, right? Where they talked about the autonomous vehicle on there, the big truck running in Florida, and it's going to happen this year. And they had the drivers on there. One of the big concerns from the drivers were, okay, well, what happens when this truck gets to
an emergency side or emergency vehicle?
Yeah, where you got to count on hands or signals or flares or something like that.
Flashing lights.
And sure enough, we see what happened with Tesla. Tesla's in, I don't want to say they're in trouble, but they're being investigated right now because of the exact same issue.
Yeah, and you know what? Those are real world issues that you're going to have to deal with. Sure, anybody can I always say, anybody can just drive down the road and stay out of the way. But in reality, it's the hard things. It's those inclement weather situations. It's those emergency situations that you encounter, the constructions, the multi-lanes. And even though, the ones that are really catchy are those temporary throw-ups. The ones that they throw up really quickly that have...
I've never seen one when you're just driving and boom, turn right.
Yeah,
boom,
there's
stop,
a blinky
boom.
light.
Isn't that like a video game?
Yeah.
I think you're confusing real life with video games right now.
No, they have them when accidents happen. You have emergency.
Are you talking about like Frogger copping over the road?
No,
none of that.
No.
But what Tesla did have had some accidents in which their vehicle didn't know what to do when it came time for the flare-up, right? The hand signals.
So it just crashed.
Just crashed.
It didn't just.
That's, and you know what, producer? You talked about the amount of accidents that occurred in the Tesla vehicle in particular, and Drive Safe. Those made some news, right? We heard about some fatalities, and there were some bad ones, I think, in Arizona. But when big trucks crash, it's not quite the same.
No.
When big trucks crash, that always makes headlines. And what are we going to do in that first autonomous vehicle? Because odds are when something bad happens, it's going to be bad. And it's a concern.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's going to happen. I mean, there's no doubt. Something's going to happen. There's going to be a crash. Accidents do happen. Something's going to go wrong. I have no idea. Right now, and you always say, and I hate to quote you.
You know what? I'm probably the most quoted person by far in this company. But some may say the state of Texas.
It's not many. But they can be just as lucky. Remember you said sometimes safety you can just be lucky. Yep. And I believe that a lot of these situations in which these really areas that they're working now, they're just lucky they're not out there doing the big open road, the big stuff really across the country yet doing the hard work that's being done.
Yeah, you remember we used to keep, this is back when the studio looked a little bit different, but we'd keep a board up there. Producer, I think you were here when Bob would quote somebody, well, Sir Rick said, and we'd keep.
Oh, yeah, numbers. David.
How many times Bob
Rick said, Dave said. Oh, yeah.
Dave.
Now that board is in the trash can. I don't know why that got thrown out, actually. It was a great board.
Still doesn't know why.
It was perfectly fine.
It wasn't falling apart at all.
It was broken in 19 different places.
Hey, how was Rockopedia today?
Rockopedia went great today. It's up on the BCB Live YouTube right now. We actually have a new intro for it. So for anybody who have missed that, we actually have a special special showing from Sir Rick in the intro. I'll actually throw that up for everybody who wants to see the new Rockopedia intro.
What do we got here? I want to rock. All right. I like that. You know what? That looked pretty daggum good. I don't remember even doing that.
Yeah, you don't?
When was that?
That was during a Rockopedia episode where you came in and sat down and then took over the episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know what. I still don't remember that, but that's not bad if I do say totally biased opinion as well. But not a bad intro.
I'm okay with that one. I'm okay. I'm not sure. You know what? We might need to.
It would have been better if I had my hands on somebody's lap. Like Music Man Mike and Leroy tapping the shoulder. That.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah.
Closing your eyes. More than words. That's what I kept thinking. I was watching More Than Words from Extreme when I watched him sing Safety Struck. Hey, but don't forget, and producer, we can talk about this, or you can show some things up on it. But we have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. That's BCB Live. On the YouTube, it's for real. We have a real radio station. If you're driving down the highway, you can listen to it while you drive. And you don't have to log into the webinar to tell your friends to come listen to it. Your friends will say, man, where has this been my whole life?
There's tunes on there.
I want to rock.
And there's good stuff on there. There's good content on there. And you know what? You can actually even go back and see a show or two, right? You can get the best of.
I go back all the time. I watch. We tend to have 4 or 5 viewers. I'm probably 2 of those viewers as I watch those shows. But you know what? There's some good content in there. We hear a lot of feedback from our drivers. And y'all are the experts, right? When we're showing videos, Drive Safe, about safety, my goodness, do y'all have some of the greatest comments. Y'all are, you just know what you're talking about. You do it for a living. I want to thank you because I've gotten better myself from you, from you teaching me. And my gosh, Dave, I've been asking you to teach me something for years. Just teach me something. And here they are doing it every single day.
You know what? And you know what? It's from my fellow drivers out there doing what needs to get done to make sure that Sir Rick learns a little bit about what it means to be a professional driver. So let me ask you a simple question as we go forward. You've taken a good 6 laps around a track in a big truck, right? Would you say 6?
They were greater than quarter-mile laps, too. So it was 6 solid laps, for sure. Accident-free.
Accident-free. So at least you're at least a 2-miler, right?
I'm going to go with 2 miles.
So you're a good 2-miler. Good 2-miler right here.
Flatbed. I pulled reefer. I've done a truck that has no mirrors on it. Drive safe, Dave.
Yeah, mirrorless.
More experience on that particular vehicle than most of our drivers today. I have more laps under my belt with a digital mirrorless mirror than our drivers do combined.
Wow, incredible! And you know, we did run, we have run some tests with the camera system, right?
Have
we yes, we have.
I'm talking. I had no mirrors. Drive safe, Dave. No mirrors. Nope. If y'all have questions on that, hey, just let me know. Hook me up on my MySpace page, or go to Sir Rick at bcbtransport.com.
So did it help you in the rain while you were backing into a spot? Did you have that?
It was a drop and hook situation. There was no backing up. I have yet to back up yet.
Oh yeah. We can challenge. We can do a challenge right here.
I'm kind of in a FedEx. I can go work for FedEx right now. Just pulling the dock and just pulling the yard and have to pay somebody $50 to unhook it.
Because you don't back up instead of doubles, right? You're gonna pull pups. No, that's good stuff.
I'm like a flatbedder.
Yeah.
We just pull them to the job site.
That's all they do. I can see Sir Rick crawling around on freight on top of with a big old tarp, 12-foot drop tarp, and pulling chains. Right? You ready?
I was out. This is years and years and years ago, but I was out, and Howard wanted me to help him do something. He was backing up. He wanted me to unhook something. I don't know what it was. And I think Howard just assumed that I knew what he was talking about. And Howard had to walk out of the truck and come like, "Are you serious?" Hey, dude, I'm just a pretty face.
Did he give you that look?
Yeah. I dreaded it too because I'm like, I'm fixing to get in trouble by Howard. Howard's looking at me, and I was looking, and he's like, he just shook his head and crawled out that tractor. And I was like, I'm fixing to get. I thought he was going to take his belt off and walk me.
I know he cussed you. I know he cussed you. And you could have said something before. Because I'm telling you, there's that moment.
You wanted me to chalk the trailer. That was it. That's my limitations.
And there was that look in the mirror, wasn't there? That y'all made eye.
And I tried not to, but he was staring at me for a while like, "What the hell are you doing back there, Rick?" I can hear him.
This is the moment that we talked about.
I was like, I'm in trouble. Hey, drive safe, Dave. So we don't get in trouble. How about a little phrase of pace?
You bet. We will do that. Hey, it is. Situational awareness is the key to keep the road safe for you and me.
That is not
How about we say it right this time? Yep.
Right.
Situational awareness is always key to keep the road safe for you and me.
All right. Thank you, Drive Safe Dave. You want to tell us what it means?
Yeah, I want to tell you what it means. It means by knowing what's going on and being aware of the situation, by understanding what it is and reacting to it accordingly, it's going to keep not only yourself safe, but those safe around you.
Don't go anywhere. Hey, one time. Tell us you want to rock.
I want to rock!
I was out on the highway, just loving my job. Feeling blessed with the presence of Buckle Up Bob. After this run, I'll get home to the ones that I love. Drive safe, Dave. He's got the passion to get the job done. Spreading the news and sharing their views, solid as brick. Here comes Sir Rick. You've been safety struck. Thank you, sir. Right on. All right, typical.
All right, and there's never late Dale. Hey,
Yeah, Bob. I mean,
I was talking and doing things, and I'm still laughing at I want to rock, rock Dave. But hey, I left my sheet over there. I left my sheet, so we're gonna do it by memory. But hey, we got. Yeah, I don't think that's accurate anymore. Oh yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Hey everybody, pardon the interruption. Oh, they still. All right. Are we on commercial or what?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, Bob's a
Man.
little out of sorts right now, so.
Welcome to Tolo Tuesday. Turn it on, leave it on, right? I heard that on a sports channel I listened to. They call them the Tolos. I was like, I listened to that station for 8 months. And like, what the heck's a Tolo? Right? And
Yeah,
then
I
finally
know.
I asked my son, and he goes, yeah, turn it on, leave it on. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, you can tell. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Hey, everybody, welcome. I hope you enjoyed Mr. Kenny Ray this morning. Man, that guy is just awesome. I love working with him. True friend and a real advocate for BCB. He helps gets our name out there with his law enforcement buddies. Some of the safety councils that I am going to be a part of is also going to help get us out there. So again, we've got to do our part, right? And we're going to just beg you again, get on the soapbox. Hey, brakes. We've got the brake safety week, and you've got to do your part, right? We're going to try to do our part. I just had conference or meetings today with the maintenance department because there's been some things we've been falling down on, and it's just a process thing. So it's just one of those things where, just like we keep talking to you every week, we have to keep talking to our maintenance internally here to get them on board with the processes. Because, just like you all got a lot of things to check out there on your equipment, we got a lot of things we got to check and recheck here as well. And so it can get cumbersome at times to where all of a sudden you're just swamped. You've had this, you've had that, and you forgot to look at this report or that report. But one thing, this week's going to be about the BCB numbers, so you all really understand how important your job is. When I think about people that don't want to pre-trip their equipment, I come up with 3 reasons, right? And one is you just don't believe what you're doing is that important, right? You don't understand the severity of or the repercussions of what could go wrong. And I think most drivers know that. But there is occasionally where they just don't understand, and that's our job. But then there's the other 2 reasons where, hey, you know what? I just don't care, which I hope we don't have anybody out there like that, but we will find them. And if that's truly your attitude, that's okay. Just not here at BCB, right? It's just not okay here. And so, again, we want the entire industry. It's really not okay to go somewhere else because as this safest station in the nation grows and we grow as a company, we are going to be recognized in the industry. Everybody's going to know. When you stop and think, if I said, name me 3 trucking companies not named BCB, right? What would you be? I'll just go ahead, Dale. What would you give me, the 3 real quick?
JB Hunt, Swift, and Snyder.
Yeah. And there'd be reasons for that, right? And so what we want to get to the point is that when we ask people that, did they say BCB? And it's because of their safety record, because it is that well known in the industry. And so, one of the things I would say is Swift and Celadon, but it's not for any good reasons, right?
Yep.
Celadon typically has one of the worst safety scores as well as Swift. So again, that's what they're almost known for. So we want to get out there and get known. And so what we need from everybody is attack these brakes. Seen some pictures, some questionable brake pads that might or might not have been out, but the driver did a great job. Sent him Macro 39, took pictures, and you know what? We went and had them looked at a garage, and one was barely out, and one more was close. So we went ahead and changed it. I love the fact that the driver didn't take a risk. He said, "Hey, this looks close," and we took care of it. So why is this important? It's because we have 149 vehicle maintenance violations, which is every carrier's headache. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, and that really. It's a headache because they've got to find ways to get their drivers to do their jobs. And out of them violations, 57 or 38% were brake related, right? Now, last week we showed you some fatality numbers, which is something like 10% to 12% of fatal truck accidents are caused by equipment failure. And most of that is brakes and tires. So today we added, out of them, our 149 vehicle violations, we have 37 out of service vehicle violations. And of them 37, 12 were brake related, or 32%. So you can see we're a third and over a third issues with brakes. And the thing to remember is how this compounds in numbers. Folks, this 57 vehicle violations, even though it's only I shouldn't say only, but it's 38% of the 149, it probably represents close to 75% of the actual points. That is what we're rated on in our category amongst our peers. So when you stop and think about how important the brake checks are by you and the inspection of your brakes and listening for air leaks, it is critical to not only protecting life, but it's very critical to the success of BCB. It's critical to you not being pulled into the scales. All these factors, our crash indicator, our violation points, our scores, all get put into what they call an ISS score. That is an independent selection system is what it stands for, right? And so if you're in the green, which is below 50%, most of the scales will pass you through. So when they do these checks and stuff, we don't get hit as hard. So if you don't think you have a stake in this or that what your inspections aren't important, you couldn't be farther from the truth, okay? And let's face it, out of service violations, this is something the insurance companies focus in on. They're looking for that because out of service violations, probably say 95 or 98% of the time is driver neglect or company neglect, but most of the time it's the driver didn't do a pre-trip. And so if they placed you out of service, that means it was bad enough you should have been able to catch it or know it. So folks, we need your help. We're going to continue to give you more numbers at the rest of the week. And what you're going to find is that over 50% of our violations, right, are two categories. That's how easy it is for you to turn this around. Is if you focus, we want you to focus on all the equipment, but if you really focus on these two like a religion, our scores would be phenomenal. We would be the safest station in the nation. We are the safest station. We want to be the safest fleet in the nation, and we got our work cut out for us a little bit. But one thing I am confident with our fleet and the fleet we've got here, this can be done and will be done. Or they probably won't be with BCB very much longer, right?
Yeah.
And that excludes everybody on this call because you've already shown your commitment. So, hey, thanks, everybody. It is 91 days without a DOT reportable preventable accident and 91 days without an accident that was preventable of any kind. And we are at 6, get out and look. So, hey, great job, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some weather. Everybody, we have the radar up here, and you can see Fred is spinning in Tennessee now. Got some outer bands here in South Carolina, North Carolina, but there's your Fred, what's left of him. It's just a big, it looks no worse than what's going north of Dallas up into Denton and Oklahoma City, right along that I-35 it looks like. And again, out here in West Texas, is that San Angelo? Yep, just a little bit east of San Angelo, there's some storms. This was predicted that in Texas this afternoon we would see a lot of rain throughout the state and some scattered pop-up storms. And that's what you're seeing. And it hooks all the way around from Denison up through Oklahoma towards Enid a little bit. The rest of the country's pretty quiet. Just a few scattered storms. You got some up here in Erie, western New York, the New Hampshire, Vermont area. And then we got a line coming out of Canada down there into Idaho and part of Montana. So let's look at the wind gusts. Not a whole lot. You know, we got some here. Let's see what the current winds are. So we can see right up here in this, there's a pocket that we were looking for. 46 mile an hour gusts. Where we at? Enos Big Sky Airport. in Montana, I believe that is. So right there on that Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho state lines. But that's really the only area that's really bad. 35-mile-an-hour gusts there up in Montana in the center part as well. Everywhere else looks pretty, just some basically common wind. We got a couple of pockets here in Utah. See 26 currently, but 29 gusts. So nothing major there. Bottom of Wyoming, we have some, where to go? Not much, no gusts there, it doesn't look like. So again, just we're in that mid to upper 20s in most of the country. Just requires some slower speed and be mindful that, hey, we don't want any blowovers. We've had one in our short history, so we want to make sure that we continue to do and make those safe decisions. Our rain forecast, there you go. So again, you can see Texas, all expected to get some showers this afternoon. That should widen the area. By 8, you can see now it's branched out into Arizona, Albuquerque, Oklahoma, almost the entire state. And then, of course, this East Coast as Fred moves up it, and the same areas that are now getting rain up there in the Northeast. Tomorrow morning, you can see Texas again right in the center, so right there in that San Angelo area. Abilene could see some rain tomorrow, as well as Dallas tomorrow morning as we wake up. And also forecast out here in Arizona in the Phoenix area. And then you can see Fred. Fred moves up into Virginia and West Virginia. I know Charleston is expecting a lot of rain and some flash flooding potential in West Virginia. So again, a lot of mountainous areas in West Virginia. I don't know that there's a flat road in West Virginia. If it is, it's run along a mountain ridge, and at some point it's going to turn or drop. I guarantee you. So again, I used to have family in West Virginia. Beautiful state, but boy, it is hilly and mountainous. So we got to be careful, and you can see right along that I-81 corridor, right on up into the Maryland and stuff. Also going to see some heavy rain. Again, a lot of up and down hills and valleys up there. So tomorrow afternoon, not a lot of change. Look at that. A lot of potential rain for most of the country. Just this little center pocket here doesn't seem like there's much of a chance of maybe Kentucky. So our hurricanes that we're watching develop, here's this one that they named Henri, right? It's not Henry, folks. It's Henri. I had to listen to her to make sure she pronounces it Henri. So it is Henri coming out here. It is not expected to hit landfall. This one we're watching. It is dipped south, which is great because at one point they thought it would follow Fred. It is now expected to go into, oh, there it is, Tampico. That is where the last thing that I saw earlier this morning was the eye, and it's going to widen. It's just supposed to come through about Tampico, Mexico. And so just to see where that is, you can see that's quite a bit south of Matamoros, and Brownsville is right up here across the border. So Mexico, it looks like they're going to get the brunt of Grace as she comes ashore. So all this supposed to happen over the weekend. So we shouldn't see any service interruptions really, but we'll keep an eye on it to make sure that pattern hasn't changed. Hey, we'll take a quick little break and we'll be right back with some videos.
All right, to perform a macro 39, you'll go to your mail screen, hit send, go to form, then you will scroll over until you find the 39 code, fill out the particular information that's on the form, trailer number, tractor number, write the description of what's wrong, and then hit send.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Double Check Dale.
Yep,
I believe you said this one.
Yep, time to look at some videos, see what we got going on. Got some great videos this afternoon. Hey, I really like the way this one starts out. You know, our speed and space management, great space ahead of us, you know, doing really good. And then we jump out to pass, and right now we're just tailgating. We're too close. We're running about 70 miles an hour, folks. We need 6-7 seconds between you and the vehicle ahead of you at that speed. And so we just got to do a better job of managing it all the way. You know, video starts great. We jump out. we're behind this vehicle about 4 seconds in this video, and the space never really starts to grow. So we've got to let them pull away. We've got to recreate that space, own that space in front of us, and make sure you know that it's adequate for the speed we're traveling.
Yeah, and this looks like a little slight incline, so I know the thought is, hey, I don't want to lose my momentum. You know what? I don't think you're going to lose that much momentum. We're not asking you to slow down 10 or 15 miles an hour. You know, just 2 or 3 miles slower, right? As this car passes, we just get off the gas right now out of the throttle, and then I'd have to look at the chart, but I'm going to bet we're in the cruise. And folks, we got to get out of that cruise when you're coming into traffic.
You know, here's another one, big picture situational awareness. Drivers, you know, starts out really good. Drivers looking around, seeing a bus stopped ahead of us, and so makes that choice to jump out, you know, change lanes and get around that bus. But as he does, you know, the vehicles ahead of him are already braking, and the one that just goes past him is already on the brakes by the time they get past us. So we've got to be aware of the situation around us, because by doing this, we're just way too close behind this vehicle here, and we really haven't gained anything by jumping out there. So a little bit of patience, situational awareness, make sure that if you're going to go out to pass, that there's plenty of room and you leave space, you know, between you and the vehicle ahead of you.
Yeah. Was our driver unsafe? No, not really. Was he or she doing the safest thing option? No. So that's really what we want to look at. Even though it goes against your conventional wisdom, you know, the safest thing to do is, we see that bus, let's slow down, be prepared to stop. Because as you saw, we had to stop anyway. And that's what we talk about with this tailgating. You know, you don't realize it, but if you just slow down a few miles an hour, keep that spacing, you end up passing the vehicles relatively the same place you would have anyway, because you hurry up to have to slow down even more, right? And instead of slowing down 3 to 4 miles, you hurry up, you get out there, and then they hit the brakes, and now you slow down 10 or 15, and you've lost everything that you thought you were saving. So it really is minuscule what you save or lose.
And what you said about hurry up to slow down, that's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? So
that's East Coast driving out there, folks. I always say, they're in a hurry, they get in a hurry to go nowhere, right? And it never fails.
You know, this one's interesting to watch all the way through, because, you know, it's situational awareness. What's going on? What's the big picture here? You know, as the video starts, our driver goes past a truck that's in the traffic lane with the 4-way flashers on and stopped. And then a little bit further on, we see this tanker pulling out, and you start thinking, what's going on? And as the tanker gets out of our vision, there's a truck across that lane blocking the lane. Didn't make the corner so well. It looks like a flatbed truck. And so, you know, that truck needed to be situational awareness on where he was in that corner and taking that corner. But, you know, our truck has to stop here, and we have to stop and make good decisions. Okay, how do I get out of this situation, especially if we're going forward? Again, our driver's not doing anything wrong per se. It's just, you know, looking at a big picture, situational awareness. What's going on around us? Why is this truck stopped? And what's going on ahead? So just look at it. I look at it as a way to learn, you know, just to get that big picture and look at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if that's an actual road or an entrance into the truck wash.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was trying to see that yesterday too, because there's an entrance or the exit out of that truck wash, and so.
Yeah, I don't know if this guy's waiting to get into the truck stop, or he sees that and he wants to go straight and can't.
Yeah, I mean, because we're not going straight there.
But and the reason I bring that up is it doesn't really matter anything, but it's just all the things you got to think about when we watch these videos, so we don't just hone in on the negative. But there is no negative here. I love the fact that everybody, you know, I got to think that other truck wants to go straight, because he has stopped well short, knowing he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he's contemplating doing a truck wash now.
All the decisions you have to make. And I threw this one in here because a couple weeks ago we saw a video where, you know, a person walked out across the interstate. And, you know, the state does a great job of saying, hey, work ahead, work convoy ahead. But they're not blocking the lane that we're working in. And they're relying on traffic. And in this case, our truck, and great job by our truck. Hopefully we kept our brake lights, our foot on the brake, and maybe threw our 4-way flashers on to help alert traffic behind us, because we have to stop and wait for these workers to repair the roads. Yeah, everybody loves good roads, doesn't want the potholes. I just got to think that there's got to be a little better way for the state to do this other than use traffic to block a lane and protect drivers' lives or workers' lives up there.
Yeah, and I don't know what they would do, because, you know, the problem is the task at hand. They're filling out a hole, and then they're jumping and moving to another one that might be another 500 feet or even a mile down the road. So it's one of those things where, are you going to put all that stuff out and stop traffic for a 5-minute, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like about here, difference from what we talked about, and this is what I want, when you stop traffic, all right, the difference between this video and the one where the pedestrian was killed with the dog a few weeks ago is that pickup truck stopped right by the pedestrian, which did him no protection because, as you can see, it was shoved right into him.
Yeah.
But here, we are well back, and we're a semi, so, even I'd say this is too close for a regular vehicle, but still, you can see we know we have about 100 feet because we know there's 30 feet between, or 40 feet between each space and dash, and so we've got about 80 right there, and probably by the camera angle, yeah, I can say it, we're probably close to 90 to 100 feet, so great job by our driver yielding to the emergency crews.
And you look at even the bigger picture, this one has guardrails, whereas last week it didn't have guardrails. So, a lot of times if there's no guardrails or there's a shoulder, traffic would still try to get around those workers. We couldn't do it here because of the guardrails, but that'd been the good choice to stop and wait and rather trying to, get around them.
Yes. Great job. Great video.
Hey, this is one of our drivers sent in off of his video camera, and I appreciate him doing that because he called yesterday. He said, "Hey, did you see my hard brake?" And I went and looked. I said, "Well, there is no hard brake." He said, "Well, here's what's happening." He says, traveling down the road, he says, "I see the merge point. I see the vehicle coming on, so I start slowing down." And as we watch the video, we can see the car slowing down too. We're trying to do the polite. We're doing the polite, the courteous, the safest thing, trying to let traffic in. And this vehicle's almost pacing us, slowing down. So the driver sent it in and said, "Hey, we all have this happen to us at time to time. What's the best way to handle it? Was there a better way to take a look at it safest?" Because, again, he didn't really he knew he had traffic behind him, a big truck behind him, traffic, along the lanes. And so he didn't really want to jump out of the lane. He was in the lane he wanted to be. So, any input from that one, welcome.
Yeah, and I'm on my wife about this because I'm in the car and I physically feel and see her slow down to let him in. What I ask her to do is make it 100% sure they know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And when you sit right on their bumper like that, they don't know that you're going to continue to slow down and let them in. It creates that indecisiveness, which can lead to accidents. So the only thing I could suggest is, hey, make sure they know your intention is to let them over, whatever that may be, if it means slowing down a little sooner so that they've got a bigger gap. If it's flashing the lights, honking their horn, waving at them, letting them in, just signal them somehow, some way. It'd be interesting to hear what drivers have to say. We got some calls this afternoon, huh?
Yes, we got 3 people on the line. So first up, we got Jeanette Hayes, and then Jeff Marsh and Bobby Harris. So what do you got for us, Jeanette?
Hey, Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, that flatbed video, that was me.
Okay.
What had happened was the driver, that was actually the exit to the TA there in Baytown.
Okay.
And I was in the left lane because I had just pulled out of the Flying J that's across the street. The tractor that was on the right-hand side with his 4-ways was actually stopped there waiting for the left lane to clear because they were all popping U-turns right there in that intersection. Where Justin and I decided to go past him, and I turned into the TA and went in and turned around and then exited out because we had to go back the other way to make the block because I don't even know how he got in that ditch. That turn lane is so wide. He just took the inside, and it was buried so deep you couldn't even see the rear tandems on the right-hand side.
Hey, tell the truth.
It was crazy.
Did you say that driver of that flatbed, did you call that driver Justin?
Yeah, right?
That'll get him riled up.
Justin was in the passenger seat when I come into that situation. He was just like, "You're not doing a U-turn, are you?" I was like, "No." I said, "There's a whole bunch of traffic." I said, "I'm going into the TA."
Good job, Justin.
Anyways, yeah, that's what had happened. But that driver had his flashers on. He literally waited until the lane was clear in the left lane and popped a U-turn and ended up holding up traffic going the other way.
Oh, thank you, Jeanette. Appreciate
situational
that.
awareness.
Yes.
Y'all have a good one.
Yes, situational awareness. Who else we got, producer?
Well, Jeff Marsh actually is offline now. Bobby Harris, did you still want to hop on?
Yeah, I was going to say there. Just depends on the police officer. You can't block a traffic or block a lane, even though you're protecting life. Just depends on the police officer. That's a big no-no.
Thank you, Bobby.
even though you got good intentions.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it.
You guys be careful about that.
All right.
All right. O-Dog, what do you got for us?
O-Dog. Give me your best bark, O-Dog. Nope. We cannot reach the O-Dog.
All right. Jeff Marsh, what do you got for us? There you are, O-Dog. What do you got?
Wow, that was weak,
The issue
brother.
with the construction over there. The issue with the construction, what happened, that guy took the asphalt and tossed it out there.
Yep.
He was out there in the lane, so I had to stop. So it
Yes.
wasn't no holding up impeding traffic. I could have easily hit him or ran him over. Then we'd be talking a different situation. So when we talk about situational awareness, you understand that guy was actually in the hammer lane on the right side of that hammer lane. So I had to stop with my flashes on, but I also had my eyes in the mirrors looking behind me at the traffic behind me.
Yeah.
So I knew what I was doing out there. And I made sure I also honked my city horn. And you notice the other guy had to tell the guy get back because you got traffic coming.
Yeah.
So I stayed close to the left side of that hammer lane.
You
so
did
for some
the,
people that don't understand that,
yeah. You did the
they
right
have to,
thing.
they have to see it from both angles.
Yeah, them workers are counting on you to do exactly what you did. I guarantee it. When they're not actually putting cones out and stuff, because it's such a quick, they just hop out of the truck, throw some asphalt down, pat it down real quick, and then they get out of the way, that they are expecting you to stop that traffic for, I'm curious, we asked, and maybe you said it, O-Dog, did you put your flashers on?
Yeah, my four is always on when I come to a slow stop.
Yeah.
You know, especially anything like 55 and below, you just put them on.
That's right.
But anyway, he tossed that the pothole was in the hammer lane. He was trying to toss it over there, but he had his shovel and some of his body in that hammer lane while I was coming through there.
Yep.
So there was no way for me to just try to get around it. That's why I went far to the left. But I'm glad that guardrail was there, so nobody wouldn't think they can try to get around.
Right, and create a more unsafe situation. No, you did a great job. I appreciate it. I appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, put them flashers on. My rule of thumb is when I'm in my car, if I go close to 15 miles under the posted limit, I am putting my flashers on. I'm letting everybody know there's a reason that I'm not just barely going under the speed limit. There's a problem ahead. Who else we got?
Yeah, we got Jeff Marsh. What do you got for us, sir?
Good afternoon, Jeff.
All right, we're gonna try this. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because I'm over here in McCombs, and I get bad reception over here in McCombs, Mississippi. So that's why I put my hand down after you called on Jeanette. That's why I put my hand down, because I know coming in McCombs, and I started losing and stuff. So, anyways, I just wanted to let you know. Let Kenny Ray know. Thank him for coming in. I like having him as come in, as not an insurance, somebody with the insurance company, but as a former DOT officer. That way we can clarify on certain questions and stuff like that. Because I only get my information from other drivers, and stuff like that. And so they may determine certain answers, another way than maybe a DOT officer. Or they may say, well, I got this from another DOT officer and stuff like that. And it's just good to have a DOT officer on our side, that's going to tell us, the way the laws are read and or the not laws but the regulations are read and stuff like that. And that did clear up that question that I asked him this morning. That did clear up a lot of speculations on should we go in or not. And so usually if I get like a green light on my pre-pass and I get a red light on the, I just usually keep going because of the sign that says, you follow your in-cab signals and everything.
Yep.
But nobody's ever came after me or anything like that and stuff like that. And so, it's just good to have him to come in and answer questions that we may be getting false information on and stuff.
I appreciate it, Jeff. We got anybody else, producer?
Yeah, Bobby Harris, what do you got for us, sir?
Hey, Bobby. Well, it is that time at 3:01. Hey, everybody. We're going to try to have Kenny Ray on a little bit more often, maybe even on the Wednesday, once a month, if I can get him to commit to it, to where if he's in the area, he'll come in and we'll do the Wednesday at 10:30, the FMCSA show that we do where we go through the regs, because he has a wealth of knowledge that he's willing to share and depart for our drivers. Hey, everybody. We want to wish everybody.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm sorry, it's Jeanette Hayes again. Can you close out today with a prayer and include Melanie Baldwin and their family in your prayer? I don't know if everyone knows, but we lost Brian Baldwin last night to COVID.
Yeah, we said one this morning, but we absolutely will, Jeanette.
Thank you.
All right. We'll close everything out then with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you with heavy hearts that as it struggles to put our faith in you, but Lord, we know we must. We know that bad things happen to good people on this earth, but we know that's not the end all. Lord, that in your kingdom, we won't have this pain and suffering. We won't have pandemics. We won't have diseases. We'll have no tears will be shed, Lord, once we're all together with you. But right now, Lord, that's tough to picture. So we ask that you give the Baldwin family, his wife, and all their families the strength and the courage to deal with this heavy loss, Lord. And any family that is dealing with this loss, Lord, let those that don't think this is serious, let them find a heart change, Lord, that they'll do what they can to protect each other. And Lord, after all, that is, you granted us this precious life. What's it say about us if we don't protect it? In everything, from driving to just taking care of ourselves, to wearing masks, washing hands, right? Staying home when we're sick, not spreading the disease, just being mindful of our situations, Lord. But Lord, we do lift up the Baldwin family to you for your comfort and strength that only you can give. Lord, let us also not forget our dear brother Larry Graham, who we remember in our thoughts and prayers every day as he goes through his struggle with cancer. Lord, we thank you, and again, most importantly, we thank you for your son, Jesus, and it's in his name we pray. Amen. Hey, everybody, have a blessed day. We'll talk with everybody again tomorrow.